Hello and welcome back to Of Land and Leaf. It's May 1st and I'm in the garden, so I figured why not take you on a garden tour. It's been a while since I've done one of these. In fact, I went back and looked at my videos the other day and the last one was June of 2025 and it's May 2026. Things just got crazy last year. I had a whole lot going on last year. It's a lot of noise, sorry. Whole lot going on last year and I just wanted, let me let that pass. You're in the garden, can't control the noise. I just wanted to be able to enjoy my time out here. And so I stopped like setting up tripods and thinking about planning videos and all of that. I'm not a content creator, I'm just sharing my videos. So I took the liberty to just enjoy the summer. But I do want to show you what's happening in the garden right now. It's like a mix. I grow from seed, so mostly what you're gonna see are things that just grew back from last year. There are a couple of things that I've grown from seed, so let me just take you on a quick garden tour. Okay, so let's come into the garden. Let's start on this side. I'm here today actually doing some weeding and just cleaning up, but let me show you what I have going on. So I have onions. You know, I grow onions every year. They do really well and I love them. I cook with a lot of onion, so these are coming in nicely. I lost a bunch of onions to moles this year, which sucks, but I still have a lot. This here is a special kind of yarrow, an heirloom yarrow, and I am growing that for medicinal purposes. Right now I'm really kind of just getting to know the herb. I haven't really used it that much. So I'm just growing it, smelling it, drying it, tasting it, that type of thing. And then over there is some thyme. The thyme came back from last year, so did the yarrow. So the onions I planted this year, but the yarrow and the thyme are from last year. And then I have some peas that I planted a couple of weeks ago that are coming up nicely in this bed, and also sage. One of my garden mates gave me a piece last year and it has just done beautifully. So I haven't harvested any sage. I've just been letting it grow and get to be familiar with the area, and then I will use some sage, but not yet. And here are a few more onions. So this is the bed that the vole was in. So he wiped out half of the bed. Half of the bed. I was able to save a couple by putting them in a grow bag over here, but wiped out half the bed, and I had carrots over here too. He wiped out all the carrots. You see this one little baby that is left, but yeah, I had carrots over here. They're gone. So then yesterday I put some bush beans in this spot since it's vacant. Now, if you've been watching, you'll remember this is the bed that I dug up to put wire mesh in. So this was a lot of work. This took me a couple days by myself, just doing it a little bit at a time. And I disassembled the bed, took all the soil out, laid the wire mesh down. One piece of wire mesh for this one bed was $30. So it's not an inexpensive task. And I want to eventually do more beds, but I'm just going to take it a little bit at a time. So this was an empty bed. I moved my sweet potatoes into this bed because it has the wire mesh, and I'm feeling like it should be okay, like the voles won't get in there and eat my potatoes. I put the sweet potatoes over here instead of in ground where they were. Okay, and then I just put some comfrey down. What you see there is comfrey. I had to cut my comfrey down a bit, so I'm just using it all over the garden. Over here is some mint, just some peppermint. This was actually a garden gift. Someone gave me a piece of mint and it is just growing beautifully. And a piece of lavender. I'm not sure how well this is gonna do, trying to keep it alive. I've never been able to keep lavender alive. This was in someone else's plot and they moved, so I dug it up, but I'm not sure how well it's gonna do. Over here, I still have a lot of work to do in this bed, but I put a couple of bush beans in here. I actually put 16, and I think 4 came up. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But nothing has been growing well in this bed. I don't know if it just doesn't get enough sun. So I had spinach over here, I had cauliflower, it did nothing. I got little seedlings and then they disappeared, so it could be roly-polies. Roly-polies have been eating me out of house and home lately, even though everyone talks about how beneficial they are. And then in the towers, not a lot going on yet. I did plant some bean seeds in the towers. And so you see some bean sprouts. But I do have a lot of empty pots. I need to get those filled. Everything has to work around here. Right here, just yesterday, I planted corn. This is where the sweet potatoes were. But I dug the sweet potatoes up and put corn right here. So we'll have corn. Last year this time I had corn a foot high because I planted it in March. But I'm just now getting it in, almost May this year. Let's see, what else? Volunteer sunflower, I went back and forth about whether or not I was gonna let it stay here and just decided to let it stay. It is in the back where my turmeric comes up. Every year I learned if I leave the turmeric in there, it'll just come up on its own every year, and I just kind of harvest what I need. So if the turmeric seems to be lacking, right now it's a little light, but I think that's because we've been getting so much rain and it's kind of cool. But if it continues to be light, then that sunflower can go. I didn't do anything with the sunflower seeds last time. But you see the turmeric coming up. Let's see if you can see it, right? Those little spears are turmeric. I believe this big mound right here is Shasta daisy. So I'm letting it stay. So I better get some flowers soon that look like daisies. That's all I got to say. It's taking up a lot of real estate in my garden. So, yeah, there's that. And then I just planted this. I actually went to Pikes and got some purple sage because my mom had bought me some purple sage last year and it didn't live. But I think it's because I tried to have it in too small of a pot, so this time I put it in the ground. Okay, that's one side of the garden. Let me take you on the other side. Okay, on this side, I'll start from the front. So we have strawberries in this bed that did really well. I sold a bunch of strawberries. I sold like 80 strawberry plants on Facebook Marketplace, which was cool. We have some walking onions that are doing really good. More strawberries, some more peas, and carrots. And I'm really excited about these carrots. This is my first time growing. I forget the brand of carrot this is, but I was just kind of checking them out earlier today, and you can see it's like a pretty color. Can you see that? They're like purple. So yeah, not harvesting carrots yet, but I should have a good, pretty harvest of carrots when the time comes. All right, what else? Oh, over here is my loofah. I'm doing loofah again this year. I planted 2 seeds, 1 survived. That's exactly what happened last year, but I had enough loofah to last me all year off of 1 plant. And I've been selling loofah seeds on Facebook Marketplace as well. So that is a good crop for me. And that's comfrey as well down there. Okay. Then over here, not a whole lot going on yet. Still early for me. We have some arugula, lettuce. These will be okra. I just planted the okra today. So it'll be a while before we have okra. And back here, this is my row of herbs for this side. There's nothing in there. This is stinging nettle. I wanted my hands on some stinging nettle for a while. I could not get it to propagate. Finally got a piece that propagated. It's doing well. This is more mint. And this, it's supposed to be lavender. The verdict's still out because when I wet it, it smells like lavender, but when I wet it, it's green. And I thought lavender always stayed like a pretty white. So let me know. And then I always forget the name of whatever this is. I always forget the name of it. It's like a succulent. It comes back every year. Somebody tell me the name. Write the name in comments. It should have flowers by now, so I probably need to fertilize it. Here's some marshmallow. This is a seedling that came from this one. I planted marshmallow for the first time last year. It grew back nice and pretty. I didn't know that it was going to do that, but it grows back every year, I found out. And after this year, I'll be able to harvest the roots. But until then, I have been sparingly harvesting the stems and leaves and drying them. It's really great for inflammation, sore throats, things like that. And so I want to have a jar full of this in my apothecary. They said it's good for about a year once it's dried out. So I should be able to keep that growing and keep a stash at home. I am praying that this is calendula that came back from last year. I had calendula planted here. I know it won't come back, but I'm hoping it's seeded right here because I love calendula tea. And I did not do any starts. I didn't plant any calendula. So there's that. Which reminds me, I don't know if I showed you over here that I have random zinnias. I let zinnias reseed wherever they want to because I love them. So, sometimes they'll even take over. But I do have some over here as well as little baby cucumbers that are coming up. So I'm looking forward to showing you cucumbers growing on this ladder mesh trellis that I created. Hopefully that's coming soon. Okay, so, and then behind the marshmallow is comfrey. That's the comfrey that you've been seeing me cutting down, mulching with, fertilizing with. I have some in this bucket, making tea, because comfrey is just amazing. And it just grows so fast and so quick. Okay, close your eyes so I can show you this other side. This is my mess. I don't have a place for it yet. But let me show you. Someone gave me some ladder mesh. Not ladder mesh. What is this? Wire mesh? Hardware cloth? Yeah, hardware cloth. 3 pieces. After I paid $30 for one piece, I was complaining about it. And they were like, oh, well, someone just moved out of this plot up here and they have some that they just threw away. Do you want it? Absolutely. Now, I can't dig up anything right now to put this down. So it's just sitting here. But so be it. And then over here, I decided to do an experiment and put 2 sugar baby watermelons in this plot right here. Eventually, when it vines, I am going to move these bags, let it vine this way, and let it vine into this open space over here. That's the plan. My sugar babies did nada last year, so I may not even have to worry about that, but here we go. That's the plan. And then for the first time ever, it looks like I'm going to be successful with some potatoes. I've never had my potatoes last this long, and I just put them in these wine crates, the little bit of soil, and I've been covering them with hay, and they seem to be doing well. This one, not so much. I didn't cover it, and then the roly-polies got to it before I could get back to it. So I'm just letting that sit there and decay, and I'll use the soil somewhere when I get ready for it. Yeah, so that's the garden. Actually, that's part of the garden, because remember, I got a second plot this year. Got a little plot on the hill. So let me show you. There's not a whole lot going on over here. But let me show you what that is looking like as well. So here's my little plot on the hill. I'm going to water before I leave. I have planted, I believe this is Orange Glow watermelon over here. I'm not certain because I forgot to label the bag. And then I have patty pan squash here that I'm hoping will germinate because it hasn't done anything for me yet. Over here is some purple zinnia in this grow bag. Again, you know I love zinnia, so I have some purple over here, and this is so dry. I'm gonna water this in a second. And here was my attempt at growing corn. I haven't given up, even though it's looking very dismal at this moment. Not a whole lot growing, but I have more corn seeds, so I will probably just reseed. I don't know if it's the same type of corn though. I don't know if that matters, but we're gonna try. So that's all I have over here. The garden already had a blueberry bush over here. They asked me to maintain it, and they said if I water it and take care of it, I can have the blueberries, so that is a thing. And I want to get one more crop in on this. If I'm paying for it, I want to get my money's worth. So I know the watermelon are going to spread all down here. I want to try to get more corn, but I also want to get something else. So what is something that you would put over here? Like, this is where it stops. Here's my neighbor. You see where his grow bags are? That's where this stops. So that's how much room I have. Help me figure out what to put in here. So that's May 1st in my garden. So much is gonna happen over the next few months, so make sure that you're tuned in. I know, like, I don't have like an Instagram worthy, super pretty garden, but I absolutely love it out here. It just fills my spirit. And I told you I had a rough year last year, and I just felt so much better whenever I was out here. And I just want to show you that it's attainable. It doesn't have to be gorgeous to feed yourself or feed your family. So keep watching, be inspired, comment, tell me what you want to see. And until next time, happy gardening.